Greetings, YouTube. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Sunday. I've been asked so many times this week what my thoughts are on the Infinity Dungeons, and so I just wanted to make a video kind of addressing some of my happiness with it and my concerns with it. So for starters, I'm glad that Kabam has addressed the main issue that so many people have had since these came into the game, particularly the prestige issue when it comes to milestone rewards. I still feel so bad for in-game players especially who have put years into this game, and because of prestige, they aren't able to really even see the 5-star crystals as things to purchase with your Infinity Dust and whatever the name of the currency is that I can't think of that you also get for the 27,000. But really, why I don't like these? Well, two things. One, when I've run them, it's really impossible outside of the line app to communicate effectively with the person that you're running this for, and they don't give you that much time. And so if you're down under 10 minutes and you're trying to communicate nodes, it's really frustrating to have to exit the game and go to the line app and then come back. And there have been a couple occasions where in communicating in the line app, I come back and the game has restarted itself. And so you lose, a minute and a half to 2 minutes, depending on the loading speed in the dungeon, because you had to use a outside source of communication to do what should automatically not be an issue in the game. That's really frustrating. But besides that, there have been times where, you do 4 or 5 rounds in a row. That's like 45 minutes to an hour of time potentially that you're dedicating to this. That's a lot of time in a row. One thing I really like about the arena is I can do a couple of rounds of fights for like 5-10 minutes, and then I can take a break and I can come back and I can do it. This, you have to be able to invest a large amount of your time into it. And I don't know about you watching this, but after I've done that for like an hour, I'm just kind of bored and sick of the game. And so I'm burnt out. But the problem is, on top of the dungeon, if you're an arena grinder, you still have to grind in an arena. But even if you don't, you've got Alliance Quest and Alliance War, and then now soon the new monthly events to do. So it's overwhelming to me. There's so much content going on right now that there's almost too much content. And it's giving me, personally, the most burnt out feelings I've had in this game in a long time, because I just feel like there isn't enough time in the day to do everything if I want to sleep and eat and have a life. And that's when something becomes really unhealthy, when you have to worry that you can't fit in everything in your busy schedule that is supposed to be this hobby. Now it suddenly becomes a huge focus of your life to the point that it feels like a second job or even a first job to some people. Now, I don't want to say this without at least pointing out some positives that I have experienced. I've been able to communicate so much more with my subscribers and my friends, and it is really fun to run dungeons with people that I haven't interacted with. It's cool to catch up, and as a content creator, I'm always giving people the opportunity to kind of reach me better. So maybe there's a chance that I can do at some point like a contest to just play a dungeon with me. Maybe that isn't that exciting of a reward to you. I don't know, but it would be fun just to say, hey, and maybe afterwards I can just, message you online and do some things. And once I get streaming up and I'm able to buy a new computer, it's going to be even less of an issue because maybe I can record and do some things that are different than what I'm doing currently. But no matter what, it's just a chance to message you and answer questions and have fun. So that's neat, and I'm glad that you can do this. But in general, it's so hard to not feel burnt out when you've put an hour into this. And I hesitate to think, with the way that the game is going, that having all of these different forms of content, and then I'm not even talking about like the daily events right now, and then you're going to add another event that's the Vanquishing Blows on top of it. There's like literally 8 or 9 things going on at once right now in the game. It's too much. It's overwhelming to me. And it kind of reminds me, I don't know if you've ever had so many things to do on your to-do list that you just don't do any of them, right? You get overwhelmed. You don't know where to start. It reminds me of my students when they always complain about having to write 5-page papers. And so they want to get to page 3 or page 4, but they're not even into sentence 3 or sentence 4. So it's much easier to just not start than it is to actually write the paper. MCOC is kind of like the 5-page essay right now for me emotionally. there's so many things to do, from the arena to daily quest to Alliance War to the special monthly quest to the alliance events to the solo events. I mean, just saying all of that, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. So I don't know what the solution is, but I do think that the game needs to specialize more, because they keep saying we don't want people to have to put half their day into it. Well, you kind of do at this point. If you want to get all the milestones and you still want to get the arena, especially if you're in one of those alliances that has a crazy high amount of donations for gold and battle chips, you're going to need to grind the arena. Or you're going to need to buy units to afford the gold donations without even taking into account ranking your champs. So overall, I think the dungeons was a good idea, but the communication bugs that prevent you from chatting in the game consistently and reliably, where you have to go outside the game, which could restart the game, crazy. And in order to get the top milestone and you spend 45 minutes to an hour minimum straight, it's just too much. It's just too much. And I have a lot more flexibility in my schedule than the average person, because I teach in the morning and then I have a break in the afternoon and then I teach in the afternoon. A lot of people work like a 8 to 5, 9 to 5 schedule. I don't know how you do it, at least with a social life or sleep or food. It's really just not a healthy lifestyle. So those are my thoughts on the dungeons. I do appreciate if you've contacted me wanting to run one. I kind of want to figure out a way to do a contest or something to do that. But in the meantime, what do you think of the dungeons? Are you loving them? Are you hating them? Are you like me? Are you almost overwhelmed that there's so much content to do that you're kind of burnt out and drained? What are your thoughts? I'd love to read them. And as always, I'll try to respond to as many comments as possible. And otherwise, have a wonderful week. And I'm very much excited about the next month in the game. It looks like the new Iron Man and the new Captain America are going to be very solid, and that's exciting. It's exciting to get new characters in the game, even though we have enough Iron Man and enough Captain America when you really think about it. All right, take care, YouTube. Thanks for watching.